Let me say, there is no right choice. There is no course correction. There is nothing that you could do at this very moment to make God accept or love you any more than what he does right now. You know, so often we look in the mirror, and so often the reflection that we see is so different to the way God sees. So often we judge ourselves by the way we look, or the way society judges us, or or how happy we are, or whatever. But God says that we are. I love what Ephesians says, that we are God's workmanship, that we are God's incredible masterpieces. That when God made you and I, he looked and said, "It is good. It is good." So I pray today that you would have an incredible sense of God's love, of God's worth, how much God cares for you, how much he's passionately wanting to intervene in the course of your lives. Last night you heard me share my testimony a little. I'm a professional I am an absolute professional. I could write a book on how to be incredibly successful in life and destroy your marriage, your family, your career, and your children. You heard last night, because of the wrong choices consumed with success and fame and the lifestyle of being a rock star in the music industry in America, making millions of dollars and living the dream in this great nation, how I lost my perspective in life, how I lost my way. And it's not because I was a bad, terrible person. I lost what I call my spiritual equilibrium. And I was consumed with my work, my career, my success, my fame, my lifestyle, my money, everything. And I paid a tragic price at the expense of my family, my marriage. Last night you remember when I told you the story about how with a loaded gun against my head. You remember when I said I was a millisecond away from pulling the trigger, and with my last breath I ever thought I would pray. How I prayed that prayer, you remember? Out to God, 4 words. All I could say, you remember, was, "Please, God, help me." I told you last night how I had an incredible sense. I was one lost, broken, wounded individual on a planet of billions of people. But how God saw me and how precious I was to him. Just like this morning, God sees you right where you're at on your life's journey. So often we can feel we're all alone, and nobody understands, nobody can relate, but far from it. God knows. God sees. God understands. Can I suggest to you that, again this morning, it's no accident you're here at Honey Lake. It's no accident that God brought me here. It's no accident God brings people regularly while you're here into your life to be like a billboard, a neon light flashing in the dark. God is wanting you to know that he has you, that his hand is on your life. That in spite, you remember I said last night, in spite of our best efforts to destroy our lives, in spite of our best efforts to make a mess of everything, our families, our marriages, our relationships, in spite of our best efforts to just throw it all away, God's hand is lovingly reaching out to every one of us today. And God is drawing you, not as somebody with a whip or a stick or a strap or a stone in his hand, but he is drawing you today, God of mercy, God of grace, God of love. And God is passionately excited about the work he's doing in your life and through your life today.